Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In my previous video on L2C process, we have seen the end-to-end scenario of implementing lead to cash process. So what comes into lead to cash processes? So we have identified and we have seen all the processes or all the things that we have to manage to create a L2C process into the system. Okay. Now today we are going to cover the very first part of lead to process is campaign management. Okay. So here is the whole overview that we have seen in our previous video, which was the introductory video for lead to cash process, and from that we are going to see campaign management today. Okay. So here is the agenda. First of all, we'll see introduction to campaign. Then we'll see types of campaign. Then see key components of the campaign. Then we'll see the life cycle of the campaign, and then we'll explore the benefits of the campaign management. Okay. So introduction to campaign. So what is campaign? So campaign is a coordinated series of marketing activities designed to achieve a specific goal. Campaigns typically have a defined target audience, clear objectives, and a set timeline. It can involve various marketing channels and tactics, including email marketing, social media advertising, events, and more. Now let's understand. This was the definition, but let's understand. Let's say uh, somebody is launching a new product. Okay, so at that time what they'll do is they'll start a campaign to introduce their product, right, to various to various resources, right. So let's say if it's an online campaign, it will be uh, created for the users, right. Okay, so users can register into that campaign, right, and then they grow their business based on the uh, campaign activities that they do. Okay. The other thing is, let's say, offline campaign. So we used to see, like consider a scenario of Vodafone. Okay. So Vodafone used to have some camps, right, to provide the information about their services, right. Okay. So people gather to the campaign that they have provided or they have started. They register with their addresses or numbers, and based on that, uh, there might be a probability of getting a lead for Vodafone. Okay. So Vodafone can get some lead and they can convert some of the leads to their actual customer. So that is what we call in campaign. Now types of campaign. So first type is online product launch, right? We used to see in LinkedIn as well, right? So if somebody is launching some feature, they used to post it, okay, and then multiple people gather, react to the post. They can engage with that particular person or company, right? So that is the online product launch. Then brand awareness, right? So there might be possibility of a brand is launching something, a new product, or let's say altogether a new brand is getting launched, right. Okay, so they can also launch their campaign, so that is called brand awareness campaign. Okay. Lead generation, right. So several time it happens, like you are already in business but you want to get new leads, right, so that you can acquire new customers, right. So that's a lead generation. Customer retention, so many a time it happens, like you have a lot of customer but you end up adding a new campaign or starting a new campaign for customers, so that you can get some reviews from the customer and you can retain their customer. Then special event, so many a time it happens, like for there are several special events are going on, right, and for that they start the campaign. So that is type of campaign. Now key component of the campaign. So what should be the key component? So before starting anything, first there needs to be an objective. Why we want to do the campaign? Okay, so there needs to be an objective for the campaign. Then target audience. We have to decide who are the target audience for us, right? Let's say I'm launching my software, right, or I'm launching my product. Then I should be knowing, like, who are my target audience. I cannot go and roam around the home and ask someone, right? I should find my target audience first, and uh, whom I want to I want to target. Okay. Then messaging, which channel or how we want to transmit that message, right? That you are loading the or you are creating a campaign. So messaging, then channels, right? On which channel you want to market. or you want to do the campaign, whether it's a web forum, whether it's a chat forum like WhatsApp, LinkedIn, right? So those are the channels. Right? Then timeline. So you have to fix your timeline as well, like for how many days you wanna start your campaign, right? For right. So let's say you are starting your campaign, for how many days it will last. So timeline. Then budget, right? If you are launching your campaign, right, you should have allocated your budget as well. You are doing some activities as a part of that campaign, or you are providing some goodies, right? So a specific budget needs to be identified, like how much amount you want to spend. And then last is key performance indicator, right? So what's the KPI, right, for it, right? So those are the key components of campaign. Now let's see the life cycle of the campaign. So first thing first, planning, as we talked about. So first of all, we'll have to plan the campaign, right? Before we are not going to launch it. Let's say I got the idea right now and I'm launching in 5 minutes. I have to plan it, right? So in planning, there are several aspects, right, that you have to identify. First, the objective, then we'll have to research, then we'll have to develop the strategy, then identify the budget, and then timeline creation. So that is part of planning. Then creation, right? So how, when you create the campaign, right, what would be the required component? So you have to develop the content, right, for your campaign. You have to design and branding. You have to do the designing and branding, and then you have to select the channel on which you will spread those, let's say, branding content, right? Your content you're gonna spread on that. Right? Then execution, right? So after planning and creating the content, you're gonna launch your campaign, right? Once you launch it, you're gonna timely monitor that, right? And you're gonna identify the engagement, right? How many engagement that you have. So that is a part of execution. Then comes optimization. So once you gather the data, then you have to optimize the data. You have to adjust some data, right? So that is another part after launch. Once you get the data, you have to optimize the data. Many times it happens like multiple person comes in, right? Provide the same detail. You have to optimize that, right? Then close. At the end, when you get when you fulfilled your purpose, you're gonna close that. So you will do a wrap up of the campaign, get the final data collection. You'll prepare a report, right? Like how many people came in, right? Then out of that you will have to evaluate, right? So you will have to do the performance analysis, like how is the performance of this campaign that we did. You have to do the ROI calculation as well, right? So you are doing a, let's say, campaign, you are spending some amount of money as well time, right? Then what is the return out of it, right? So ROI calculation needs to be done. And always when you do something, right? So when you launch a campaign and when you do any day-to-day life activity as well, there will always be a lesson learned, right? Something might have gone wrong or something might be done better, right? So lesson learned will be part of the evaluation. And then at last, follow up. So let's say I have registered in the campaign, right? So let's say few days back, somebody will follow up with me, like we connected last week, right? I want to explore more features around my campaign, right? So lead nurturing, customer feedback, right? So we'll get the feedback as well. And then post engagement, post campaign engagement. So post campaign engagement is like, if the customer follow up is happened, the customer is asking for, or customer have some question, you respond to it. Why? Because you want that lead, or you want that campaign lead to generate, lead to be converted to customer. You, the end purpose is to create the customers for whatever product you are selling or whatever uh, other activities you are doing, right? The final goal is to acquire the customer, right? So that will be done as a post campaign engagement. Now let's explore the benefits of campaign management on any platform. I'm not telling about Salesforce, I'm not telling about Azure, I'm not telling about HubSpot. But if you add, or if you do the campaign management on any platform, what could be the benefit? First, your data will be centralized, right? So data will not be on the forms, right, or the hard paper, but it will be centralized. Okay. Then you get better ROI tracking, right? So let's say you have created or you have launched multiple campaigns, right? So at the end, when you're gonna see better ROI tracking. So for each campaign, you store ROI, and overall you will get better ROI tracking. Then enhance collaboration. Your collaboration will be enhanced, right? And then inform decision making. So this type of data will help the higher level person for taking some decision, right? Based on which they know whether they still want to do some more campaign, how's the audience response, which audience we can target, right? Which customers or which leads we can speak to. So that is the fourth benefit. And I believe that's it, okay, on campaign management. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please like and share the content, subscribe to the channel, and if there goes anything that you want to discuss, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. Thank you very much.